Hey YouTube, it's me, King Nazru. I'm back to give you my review of The Dark Knight Rises. I'd like to apologize for not getting this up sooner. I had to deal with getting my wisdom teeth removed, and then starting school, and my computer crashing. But now I'm here to give it. Now, I first saw The Dark Knight Rises the first week it came out, and had high hopes for it after seeing The Avengers and The Amazing Spider-Man, which were all classics. I was really hoping that it would be better than Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, which were all good movies. It was not. It was the worst movie I've seen this summer. It was the worst Nolan movie I have seen. I think this is, if any movie can be considered a failure that he has done, it would be this one. This is, this has so many problems in terms of plot, in terms of character contradictions, and just overall totally losing what meant to be Batman. Okay, we have the story of Bruce Wayne. Uh, After the events of the Dark Knight, he has gone into depression because Rachel Dawes died. Harvey Dent became Two-Face, died. Uh, he had to take the fall, and yeah, that's basically the sum. And because of this whole Dent Act thing, that prevent that it's supposed to allow the cops to capture organized criminals and put them in jail without due process, without hope of bail. And I could go into the legal actions of why that would never get passed and how that contradicts the whole purpose of this being a realistic superhero movie series, but we have bigger problems with it. Now, the first thing with this is that the main reason why The Dark Knight Rises suffers is because it's trying to adapt three different movies, two of which do not go together. The Dark Knight Returns, Nightfall, and No Man's Land. The Dark Knight Returns and Nightfall are two movies that can't work together. See, as the movie goes on, we see Batman is going to fight Bane. The problem is, this Batman, as opposed to Batman in The Dark Knight Returns and Nightfall, is only had 1 year's experience as Batman. Has been known Batman has been known throughout Gotham for 9 years, but has only been active 1 year. The Dark Knight Returns and Nightfall's Batman have been experienced for years. And Bane, when he fought Batman, was at his prime. He broke Batman's spine. He destroyed everything about Batman, physically, mentally, spiritually, in his prime. It showed and he did this with physical strength from his drug, the Venom, which basically was steroids that made him 9 feet tall and a hulking figure, and his brilliant strategies, which involved releasing all the inmates of Blackgate and Arkham Asylum, which had also held Batman's supervillains like Joker, Poison Ivy, Penguin, Riddler, Two-Face, everybody. That showed what a great threat he was. Here, Bane is not only fights a Batman that's already broken, he's fighting a Batman that he had no hand in breaking. this completely destroys the point of Bane. And another reason why this doesn't work with the Dark Knight Returns was because Batman there was, yes, did fall into depression, yes, he did retire, but that was because he was old, and he was suffering from his depression that the second Robin, Jason Todd, was killed by the Joker. And he blamed Batman. He separated from that alter ego, questioning even why he became Batman to begin with. He even thought it was an adrenaline thing, and did things to generate that adrenaline, even if it meant doing things that were suicidal. But you are going against a Batman who's done nothing but mope a weakened fossil of Batman. It just doesn't work. And then we get into Talia, and then it turns out that Bane is working for Talia al Ghul, and their plan is to have the city of Gotham flooded with the criminals that were released, and to have all the citizens trapped, fall into this state of lawlessness, and then blow up Gotham to prove their point that Gotham can't be saved, or whatever. The point was that is, now there's two things wrong with that. One, this contradicts another story element of the Dark Knight Returns, because in Dark Knight Returns, Gotham was already a cesspool when Batman was absent those 10 years. It was even in bigger chaos than when he was active. People were being attacked by this gang called the Mutants, who were said to be so vicious and unpredictable that they were described as dangerous as the Joker himself. And this inspired Batman to come back. He realized that he was the one preventing all this from happening, and he needed to come back. And the second thing that's wrong with this is that these people are basically in a suicidal mission that has no chance of seeing the benefits of what they're doing. There are terrorists that will kill themselves for their cause, but that is because they strongly believe in something, and there is a chance that the rest of the group can benefit from their efforts. This has no chance because all the roadblocks were blown up. There is apparently no way to escape. They're all destroyed planes, boats, whatever. It's all gone. They're basically killing themselves. And then we get to John Blake. Oh boy. Biggest Mary Sue I've ever seen since Bella. He's supposed to be the movie's version of Robin, despite being a cop as opposed to a gymnast from a circus. He came with some BS reason why he found out Bruce Wayne was Batman, and Batman decides, just because this guy has good intentions, he's going to let him take his place. So basically, he's just repeated his exact same mistakes with Harvey Dent. He knows this is not like Robin, where he had skills and was being trained by Batman that gave him enough reason to be Batman's apprentice. Where here he's just a cop with good intentions. That's it. There's no reason to be Robin. And the ending, oh boy. In the end, Batman stops Bane and Talia's plan, They both die in the crossfire. Batman takes the nuclear reactor out of the city, hoping that it'll explode from the far distance in the sea. I'm not going to go into how that doesn't work in terms of real life terms due to the radiation and the shockwave that would destroy the city, but I am going to say that in the end, we find out after his funeral that Alfred finds out that Bruce Wayne is well and alive and is spending the rest of his days in romance with Catwoman. He has basically left his city, left his responsibilities for the sake of his happiness and the sake of his sanity, and is trusting all this in the hands of a cop with good intentions who has no skills whatsoever. Now I could go deeper into the many problems that were in this movie, but I'm not allowed to prolong this video longer than need be. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna give this movie a 4 out of 10. So really disappointing. Avengers was better. Amazing Spider-Man was better. They expanded what they could do with superheroes. Avengers, they showed you can have multiple heroes and still make them relevant, still give them good story arcs, and have an awesome movie. Amazing Spider-Man finally got Spider-Man right and made him likable to the audience. The Dark Knight, it's just playing by the same rules, just wanted to cap off, didn't expand upon itself. Now we're gonna have to hope that the reboot that they're doing with the Batman series will hopefully get us a Justice League movie. So hopefully when they do that, it'll be a lot better than Dark Knight Rises. So yeah. So guys, I'll cap it off here, and next time I'm gonna give you my thoughts on Dragon Ball Z Kai's upcoming Boo saga.